Here we are. We've got a pretty solid illustration of our cartoon character. And now we want to start talking about color. And that's going to be a pretty easy thing to do if we have an image we're basing it off of already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this back so I can see everything. I might even hide the lines that I've drawn just for a moment, just to look at the original. Pretty solid. And I'm going to go to my swatches palette. So I'm going to go Window and scroll down to swatches, and I want to pull my swatches palette out instead of bouncing back and forth between my layers and my properties. I like to just use my swatches palette directly. And we're going to use our eyedropper tool. So on your keyboard, you can hit the letter I. Make sure you're on the original layer and make sure you unlock it. So now we can actually affect the original layer. Okay? So you can see now it's highlighted. When I hover over it, it kind of glows again. So now I have my eyedropper. Again, right here, or hit the letter I on the keyboard. And anywhere I click, it'll show me in my fill color that exact color that I'm dropping. Okay? So, Scooby-Doo, pretty simple. Not too many colors. So let's go through. We have the brown. And you might see that in different spots you click, you might get slightly different colors. So just look for, make sure it's a good representation when you click. And there it is right here in my swatches palette as well as here. And now to save it, I just click on it and drag it down into the list part. So it goes from being up here to here, and now it's saved. And that's all I have to do for it. Now I have that color brown permanently saved, or at least for this file. If I click on the pink, click, drag it down. Now the white and the black are pretty standard colors in this. I don't think it's any sort of, it might be a little bit of an off-white. I don't really think so though. And the black is pretty normal. So you could save those if you want. Let's even go ahead and save the blue for the collar. And the yellow for the tag. Okay, so we saved these couple of colors. Again, I'm not really concerned about the white. I'm just going to delete that one. I'm not worried about it. So we have brown and pink for what we need right now, as well as the black and white that we've normally got. Great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way backwards, kind of bottom to top. And I'll explain why that is in a bit. I'm going to skip the details for right now. I'm going to relock my original. I'm going to unlock my eyebrows. And if I grab my arrow tool and I click on that shape, it says, well, it's no fill and it's got a pink stroke. And I want to just say, you know what? Make that black. And click on this one and make it black as well. And you'll see because that's the top thing, nothing else is on top of it. For example, right now, if we were to grab this background of him, I'm going to unlock everybody just for a moment. And if I were to grab the body for him and make it brown, well, everything else is transparent. It has no fill, so you can kind of see that look. But if I start dragging this above things, it covers them completely. Like right now, his eyebrows are underneath. You need to make sure that the layer order is the order you want them in. So that's why I work my way from front to back now. So I'm just going to make sure that I start with the eyebrows. Next, I'm going to go to the ears. So that ear is supposed to be pink fill. And I'm not worried about the lines just yet. You can do the lines at the same time. I'm going to show you kind of how I do the lines as I go. And we could even, if you know what colors you're going to use, you can hide the original. Now, if you are doing an object you're not as familiar with, it might not be as easy. All right, so I'm going to do pupil of the eye, nose. All right, everything's looking good. Now, what happens if I make him brown? If I just skip right to the bottom because I'm getting impatient? Well, never made his mouth white, never made his eyes white. All right, so we need to do that. Not the biggest deal in the world, but okay. Now, one thing on here that's nice and easy is I use the same color and everything happens to have a stroke. This doesn't always work, but in this particular case, I'm just going to grab everything. I got to make sure my details are unlocked. Grab everything. I could also do Command A to select everything. That's another shortcut. And I know everything except my original is there. And I know everything on here is going to get a black stroke. So I just click black stroke one time. And when I click off, there he is. Brown, white, white, black, pink ears, and that's it. So now I can go through each item, and now you'll see more of what I mean about the layer order. What happens if I put the eyes below the body? Well, I can't see them, right? So make sure the layers are in the right order. If all of a sudden your nose starts to appear odd, or there's something on the details that's behind something that should be in front of it, you can start to play around with that layer order. But it should go kind of small to big, or, the biggest thing being in the back. Right? So that's the way you add color to your illustration. Again, make sure you save, Command S, File, Save, because now we have our cartoon with color in it. Just nice and easy.